The guy who's currently leading the pack to become the nominee for the 2028 presidential election for the Democratic Party, Gavin Newsom, is apparently attacking Trump where it might hurt the most, and it's apparently having to do with the Epstein cover-up and a potential pardon of Ghislaine Maxwell.
He was also asked whether he was considering pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. This is somebody who is, somebody who is completely depraved, who is an accomplice to a notorious, famed pedophile who has since died. And instead of giving the correct answer, which is no, I would not consider offering a pardon to somebody like this, he said, I have the right. He reasserted his right to be able to do that, sending a pretty clear signal. We also found out from Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney that she is seeking a pardon. So we have
Now, keep this in mind. Gavin Newsom is a known sociopath, which I have a lot of those tendencies, so I can tell when somebody is. And let me tell you that he's a leading contestant to be who is the Antichrist. I honestly think that there's a non-zero chance it's him. I know a lot of boomers said it was Obama, but honestly, I think it's this guy. But on top of that, if you notice, when he's listening to this question about a person like Ghislaine or Jeffrey Epstein in particular, who are obviously awful people, you should be probably stone-faced, whereas he's actually smirking a little bit, which I find very disconcerting. Now, just watch this muted. You see that eyebrow raise? Smirk? What the hell was that grimace? You saw that, right, chat? Right, chat. So we're going to watch this expression in 0.25 speed just because I need to make the point. So again, somebody with this sort of gravity of the situation, understanding of the gravity, should not have this sort of reaction. It seems like he was ready to pounce on the president and he just found a good excuse to attack him, kind of like a cynical prosecutor.
We also found out from Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney that she is seeking a pardon. So we have Trump who's not ruling it out. We have her attorney who is overtly saying that's what she wants.
Her attorney. Trump's a great deal maker. We've had so many candid conversations.
Doing what he knows is required.
This
right?
is sick stuff.
And so
this is sick. I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist, I mean, they're going to turn me into one. Why the hell are we even talking to her?
Yeah.
What a pardon for what? No, seriously, for what? Why is your personal attorney now at the DOJ meeting with her personal attorney? For what purpose? What is this about? You said for.
Okay, so he's acting confused, acting stupid, playing dumb, really, by saying, oh, why are you doing this? He knows exactly why they're doing it. In my opinion, now, not to get off the subject too much, but obviously if there's going to be a pardon or talks of a pardon, it's likely to then just shut down the whole Epstein thing, which has its own reasons, like for the same reason that, like let's say aliens exist. Presidents know about Area 51, let's say. Okay, well, they don't let the public know because people would freak out and it's not worth telling them because then there'd be chaos. Okay, that's the same concept with Trump. There's too many rich people implicated. The whole society would act crazy. There could be like Luigi Maggiones, like dozens of them for a ton of different celebrities and billionaires. And Donald Trump doesn't want to have that happen, I assume. But anyways, Gavin Newsom obviously knows what I know and probably more, to be honest. And yet he still plays dumb.
Forget this, move on. I don't even understand what this is about. To pardon her for what? To have your back? To life. I mean, now we're going deeper, and now I'm starting to think, well, that maybe it's not just on these files. I mean, maybe this is even deeper. I mean, I'm not kidding. This is starting, like, even things where I'm like, okay, this guy just didn't want the association, want to make this about Democrats or some fancy mutual friends he may have had, didn't want to embarrass them, and there's been pressure there. People.
Okay, so it's multiple. It's multiple here. So first of all, he's saying, I'm turning into a conspiracy theorist. Gavin Newsom, you're a representative of the neoliberal establishment founded by Bill Clinton, of all people, for the past 30 years. This guy has been basically just going wherever the wind blows of the Democratic Party for more than I have been alive, longer than. And when it comes down to it, he was born into a really rich family, married into the Getty Images family, believe it or not, and he's connected with Pelosi. So to pretend as if he's going to be this newfound conspiracy theorist and implicitly populist is erroneous and stupid. And then on top of that, let's just replay this. Watch.
Five fancy mutual friends he may have had.
So again, Occam's razor, I just gave it to him. There's too many people implicated. There's too much political fallback and consequences to releasing the list. Therefore, that's the Occam's razor. That's like the most simple solution. The most simple answer. Gavin is going to throw that away.
Want to embarrass them, and there's been pressure there. People have written big checks to him. Maybe they're part of his crypto scams, but.
Okay, so another side attack. Oh, so apparently Trump's kids or something are running like scams to use their dad's name for money. That's probably kind of true. However, what I will tell you is that has absolutely nothing to do with the Epstein stuff. How is Trump getting Bitcoin money in 2025 that, again, as president, is very transparent. So he's not getting that money directly, obviously. But okay, so he's in the Big 25 getting this money from the Bitcoin people, and those same people were implicated in Epstein's Island 7, 10, 15 years ago. What? That doesn't make sense.
When you're meeting with her, with your former personal attorney, and you're literally socializing, which he does. This is what he does. He tests the theory, throws something out.
Starts to lay the groundwork.
Lays the groundwork. He's serious about it. For what? Why? I mean, so this, where he's on the other side, this guy's, I said this to you a few months ago, and more evidence every single day. He's lost a step. This is not the same Trump 1.0. This is, something's off, increasingly off. And he's getting...
Okay, wait, hold on. This is so rich. This Gavin Newsom, I'm not even joking, was part of the reaction panel to the 2024 first presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. What was that, June, July of last year? And he, no joke, said the president, and by that he meant Biden, won the debate not because his delivery was the best, but because he was winning on the issues. Which is basically to say, like, yeah, this participation trophy means the world to me. It's just a lie. And obviously everybody with the brain that was not directly paid by the Biden campaign, like Harry Sisson, basically could admit that, dude, the president looks chopped, he's cooked, I don't know what the hell's going on here. He looks like a boiled egg on stage, and he talks like one, I guess, because nobody can understand what's going out of one's mouth. But I will tell you that Gavin Newsom swept it up for Joe Biden, and now he's implying that, oh, Donald Trump has lost a step. Oh, he's not as sharp as he was before. Now, here's the difference, right? Even the most liberal idiot that's Trump derangement syndrome would still say that Donald Trump is more cognitively okay than is Joe Biden as of even last year. God forbid, even nowadays. And yet still Gavin Newsom, until he dropped out, Biden was, supported Biden the entire time, basically saying, no, he's cognitively fine. However, to say that Trump lost a step is like saying that a guy who's like kind of limping because he stubbed his toe is the same as a guy in a wheelchair. It's just completely stupid. And it's a double standard that most Americans will find to be off-putting come 2028, because while he's a good talker, BS can only get you so far.
He's unmoored in ways, even like Trump standards, I haven't seen. I don't want to overstate this moment, but you can't understate this. Something ain't right, as they say.
And finally,
he drew a blank. And also, what a douche! What a douche with that expression. Oh my God! Play it back.
But you can't understate this. Something ain't right, as they say.
And finally, let's finish off with this.
He goes like, very gay, very SoCal. Jesus.
Let's finish off with this. To that exact point, on being unmoored, I suppose you don't think it's especially presidential to go on some spree talking about changing the Washington commander's name, denaturalizing.
Okay, you see how this guy's body is singing with the questions? Donald Trump goes and he does interviews and whatnot with people that hate his guts, that would want to see him filleted, basically. And you have this guy, Tyler Brian Cohen or whatever, one of these whack job liberals, and he's over here dancing for Gavin. He's shucking and jiving for his master, Gavin Newsom. Oh, let me ask you this very easy question. Oh my God. It's like if somebody were on Fox News saying, hey, Donald Trump, AOC is such an idiot. She's such a bimbo, right? Oh my God. It's like, dude, softball it up, I guess, but the interview's not pressing Gavin on anything. Again, this guy has one of the worst political track records in history, and I'm saying that in light of Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, Stalin. I don't know, Jesus.
Rosie O'Donnell getting cane sugar and Coca-Cola, relitigating Hillary's emails in the year 2025, and then
okay, but why don't you guys just admit that the email stuff was bad? You just won't let it go.
Course, arresting Barack Obama. And so in light of his kind of dissembling that's happening on the public stage,
dissembling?
What's your response to what we're seeing from the president?
It reminds me of a punch-drunk boxer. He's just wildly flailing. He's flailing. He's just zigging and zagging. He's desperate. He's trying anything, trying to chum the waters, and it's not working. And normally it works for him. It's not working right now. I mean, that's why he's off promoting his golf courses in Scotland. Get me the hell out of here. Problem is, wherever he goes, his reputation, this sort of degenerate nature of who he currently is.
Degenerate nature. Now, again, he's making a really good case for the liberal dogma. Like, obviously, like if I were to just be zoning out, I'd be like, wow, he's actually cooking Donald Trump. Now, understanding the context, I know he's full of crap, but I mean, this is why I'm telling you, he's like the Antichrist. He's very, very convincing. Now, when it comes down to it, though, this guy really is just a replica of Bill Clinton, but a little less genuine with the delivery and the way he comes off. And also, if you notice, there is a little bit of a title shift in politics where he's seeing Donald Trump as a depleted force. And now he's seeing it as an opportunity for him to come in. Also, Gavin is talking about a degenerative nature in relation to Trump. Meanwhile, he's over here having an existential crisis as to whether or not he's going to let his underage kids transition into being the other gender. Okay, this guy has not made his mind up on girls in women or men in women's sports. He obviously is okay with all the LGBT. He actually, against the law, I'm pretty sure, in San Francisco as mayor over 20 years ago, certified or whatever, endorsed a gay marriage. The guy's clearly more degenerate than anybody could even say. And on top of that, of course, Donald Trump has slept with Playboy models and all that. And honestly, a lot of guys would in his position. But Gavin Newsom has actually had an affair on his wife that he's been with for 17 years. In 2009, apparently, he admitted to having an affair with his best friend's wife, which has got to be one of the scummiest things you can do that won't land you in prison, by the way, is having an affair with your own best friend, like your brother's wife, man. That is disgusting. It's Hunter Biden level almost, just that this guy obviously can maintain sobriety at least, but Jesus Christ, this guy has no room to speak, and here he is yapping. And anyways,
He is follows him, and that's why I think this one is going to have not just some more explaining to do. He's going to have to do a lot more than he's done in the past to be able to dig his way out of this.
so that was Gavin Newsom. Obviously, pretty impressive politician. I've always given him that. It's a guilty pleasure to watch him because I'm political. But yeah, this guy's totally evil. Hope he loses. Hope he suffers. But anyways, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment down below what your thoughts are, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Adios.